Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Today is another day of hunting giants. We're out on the hunt for a 10-pound largemouth bass here in Washington State. And I've heard the saying that jigs catch big bass. And I'm curious of how true it is. I found a local guy named Garrett who is a Pacific Northwest jig fishing master, and he caught his personal best out of this lake. This lake is known to have caught a few double-digit bass. He caught a bass that was oh so close, just under 9 pounds. So honestly, that bass on a better day may have been a 10-pound bass. It's getting close. So he's been out on the hunt on this lake for catching a 10-pounder, and today I reached out to him. I said, hey, I would love to learn how to fish a jig. I have never really skipped a jig under a dock. I've never really, on a normal sized jig, never really caught a bass, never really figured it out, never had any confidence in it. And I think it's probably the number one thing I could learn right now, especially if I'm trying to catch a 10-pounder. And he said, absolutely. So this is, I'm gonna show you what happened with that. He came out and showed me how to do it, taught me how to catch a bass on a jig, and yeah, I'll show you what happened, and then afterwards, you're gonna come meet back up with me here right now at this moment. And he's departed, left me on the lake to fend for myself and see if I can catch myself a giant. I still got about an hour or two left to fish out here, and we're gonna see if we can do it. Let's see if we can catch a 10-pounder with the skills we were taught today. You've heard the rumored 10s that I saw a video of someone catching a 10 out of here. So there's
definite double digits in
here. They exist. I'm not just saying that. And then Garrett's gonna show me some tricks about throwing a jig. My number one lure that I'm really bad at using is a jig. I've thrown some finesse jig, and I kind of got that figured out during a certain time of the year, but you were sending me some photos the other day of catching, we caught like a 6 something on a jig?
Yeah, I got a 5.95 and a 6.30 on a jig.
He texted me when I was out on the lake saying that he was catching them on a jig. I was on a different lake, and I frantically tried to find a jig. I tied one on, and I casted it for like the rest of the day at that one lake I was at, and not a single bite. So I was like, maybe you'll show me some tips or tricks.
It's just like Happy Gilmore, man. It's tippy tap, tap it in.
So I guess like probably the biggest thing I've struggled with like fishing like a normal sized jig under something like that is just like there's just a bunch of grass under there, right? So you skip that under there. It's in my brain, it's in such thick grass. I'm like, how is the bass even gonna get to it or see it or like, and then they do though. Okay.
Even if you look up on like Tactical Bassin, some of their underwater footage that they have of like the bass eating the stuff, you'll notice like they'll just get like a mouthful of the grass just to get the jig. Come up with dirt in their mouth. That means they're scooping it right up off the bottom.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess I've always felt like skittish towards cast. Like I was just at a lake on my last video where there is just like that nasty stringy grass that comes out like 25, 35 feet off the bank, and that covers all the docks. You can't really fish in any of it unless you're willing to cast like into it with like a jig, I guess. Like my thought process when I was fishing there was like, just got to fish with a spinnerbait on the outside. And I did, and then I found like 2 docks that didn't have grass, and that's where I caught some on a drop shot. But then the ones that did have grass, I was kind of like, I just kind of went over them. I was like, I can't fish them. Yeah, I was like, I was just going to get a bunch of grass all over my lure. So you just have to be comfortable getting grass on there. And when you do, shake it off, go back in again.
Exactly.
Okay.
You just have to try to figure out where that grass line is under there. And then, because underneath the dock, there's no light going in there. So the weed growth should be very minuscule if there's... All
right, guys, I'm going to catch a bass on a regular sized jig under a dock because I've never done it before. Oh no. I grabbed a piling. Come on. Get off of there. Oh my God, I got out of there. Sometimes that's the only reason you ain't catching a fish. That helps too. Oh boy, here we go. Not a big one. That's my first jig fish in like a year and a half. That was awesome. Heck yeah. Here we go, you guys. Jigs catch big fish. My crawfish doesn't smell like a crawfish. That's the only reason. Oh yeah. Same size. But I'm learning on the jig.
There we go.
And I skipped it under there. And I skipped it. Such a shiny fish. That's the shiniest bass I've ever seen. Look at that, guys. He's just so shiny. A golden bass. Well, that was freaking awesome. I'm pumped. Dude, thank you. I've never done this before. Like, no. I've never skipped a jig under a dock and caught a bass. Yeah, that was awesome. I skipped it under there and I was like, all right. I was like, now I'm just gonna lift it and I'm gonna give it a tap. And I looked over at what you were doing. I was like, and then I just copied you and I gave it a little tap tap. And then all of a sudden, my line went that way and I was like, wait a second.
Yep.
Oh. Amazing. Amazing.
There we go. Oh, let's get that one for the kid.
Yeah, there it is.
Look at that, Jesse. Little guy just for you.
I appreciate it so much, man.
Oh yeah.
Come showing me some stuff. That was awesome. Freaking got some on the jig. That was sick.
Well, peace out. This is my out.
Yeah.
Glad I could help.
That was awesome, my friend.
And GB jigging.
All right, my friend.
See you later, buddy.
All right, so pretty cool. Caught ourselves some bass on a jig. Not giant bass. Definitely not giants. But we're gonna go around, fish up the docks, one last lap around the lake, see if we can get on anything. We'll try skipping some more. We're gonna try basically just fishing these docks and see what happens. I think the sun may have kind of gotten the bass to hidden themselves underneath the docks. Hoping that's the case. I have built an insane amount of confidence in fishing a jig in one day. Absolutely crazy. That is crazy. Oh man, we gotta bring it back. Okay, he's not a huge fish. We ain't getting a net for you, bud. Look at that. Crazy. Garrett, thank you so freaking much for teaching me how to do this. It feels familiar to when I was like throwing a finesse jig around. Like I was throwing a finesse jig around in early, like late winter, early spring, and casting it around docks and catching a bunch of fish. Oh, he ripped off a claw. That's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because I don't really have any claws left. Not only did we get bit again, we ripped off all of our claws. This is the number one thing I've always hated about fishing with a jig, is the fact that you lose freaking claws on your craws. Doesn't seem to matter what brand it is. You're just freaking losing them left and right. Got one. They all seem about the same size. He ripped off all my claws. Hey, this dock looks real good. Dang it. I don't know if that was a bite. I think I was maybe wrapped around something. Nice. Got another one. It's just another little one, so I'm not gonna net him, and I'm happy he fell off. Sweet though. Whew. All right, well, we did not catch a giant. We did not catch bigger bass. But what we did do is learn how to fish a jig today. I was skipping a jig under a dock all day, and I'm freaking stoked. That's awesome. Not only was I doing that, but I was catching fish. I don't know, maybe we got 5, 6, 7, maybe seven bass today, all of which were pretty small, but I'm pretty pumped on it. Garrett, you're the man. There's been a few people that have come along my channel's path to come and help me learn something. And I can't thank you guys enough. All of you guys, y'all know who you are. I go fishing with you. And Garrett, you're the man. You freaking taught me how to use a jig. And I don't know. I feel like 99% of the time it's just seeing someone doing it. And by seeing someone doing it, it's easier for me to just try to copy them. And I just copied what you did, and I caught some fish today. So freaking stoked on that. I can't wait to come out and catch a giant fish in a jig. But that's going to conclude this video, you guys. We keep catching bigger bass on the freaking Chasing Limits series that we're doing, which is next episode's coming out for the next video. And we're going to go out and see if we can keep catching a bigger bag of largemouth. And hopefully keep catching giants, because it's been freaking awesome catching. I got my first 5-pounder on the last video. That was freaking sweet. Yeah, we're becoming quite the angler. All right, I'm freaking cooked, you guys. I'm toasted. I'm out of water. I haven't really eaten anything all day. I'm not thinking clearly. I can't really talk anymore. So I'm going to go home. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.